Hello and welcome to the Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. You got to be Tier 2 to have the blue emote. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi, you can use other people's emotes, or you can just be a lurker and chill, and that's also okay. I'm going to scooch my chair in a little bit. I'm a little far away from the table. Hold on one second. There I am. I have scooched, everybody. I am now closer to the table. We're going to let people come in. We're going to let people be fashionably late to the stream because it's weird for me to stream without people around. And there are some people here watching, which is great. But we want to let even more people come in and hang out. And again, we got Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. We got Ghost Valve here. We got Lord Crashington saying, hey, Pat. Hey to you. Welcome, friends. Happy to have you here. The agenda for this evening, model kit stuff. Oh, I need to update. Ooh, I just realized I did not update the stream info. I apologize. I've got the Zabungle kit, because we are working on that. But then we're also working on the Shenlong Gundam, high grade from 2022. That's this year. It is a new mold of the Shenlong Gundam from Gundam Wing. We had a new version of the Death Scythe come out. We've had a new version of the Heavy Arms Gundam, and now we have the Shenlong. And one would have to imagine we'll get the other ones. Now, of course, eagle-eyed viewers would know that when we built the Live Lance Heaven, which was part of the Gundam Breaker Battlelog, that it seemed like those parts, those original parts, are going to be used in a Death Scythe Hell. That's the second generation, that's the second version of the Death Scythe high grade, which would be great. Those are new pieces. They wouldn't just do a custom Death Scythe Hell like version of that like with modern parts, because a lot of those kits reused old parts from like 2015 all the way to like I think 2010 was the oldest parts that were used in that line. So it wouldn't surprise me to see old parts there. But we got 2021 parts that said, or 2020 parts that said Death Scythe Hell. So one would imagine that's coming down the pike. Right now we've had, as I said, the Death Scythe, just a regular Death Scythe. We now have the Shenlong, and we had the Heavy Arms, and then Premium Bandai did the Heavy Arms Custom, which is the not quite ready to call it the Hell or like the Shenlong and the Altron revamp. It's just an extra gun. It's just like a double gun, and they added that. I'm sorry, my eye is unprofessional. So anyway, we got the Shenlong. That's coming up, the 2022 version. But we're working on this. We got some of the legs done here of the Promeus kit from Zabungle. That's right. We're working on a model kit from an anime called Zabungle. I'm so happy to be able to say Zabungle quite a few times. This is a kit that was designed in 1982. And then in 2005, it was re-released. Why? I don't know. Was it a modern reinterpretation, a 2005 return? No. They just printed out like a color page on the instructions. They like did a new box for it. But it's still 1982 parts. It's still all one color, no stickers, and most importantly, it's a glue kit. That's right. It's not a snap kit. We're using liquid cement to adhere these parts together. And I'll talk a little bit about that. The easy thing to understand is if there is a dotted line, that means just connect it. If it is a straight line, like a full line, that means glue the parts together. It also has some wire because that's part of the design. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just very dry in this room. I don't know, but my eye is being uncomfortable for me. And tonight we'll talk about some manga because it's Manga Monday. We'll talk about some anime because it's a day of the week. So we'll talk about anime. I played a new video game that I kind of teased that I would talk about tonight. I teased it on Saturday, so we'll talk about that. And I don't know. There's a little bit of other things out in the news that we can chat about. Not really. There's some like video game news stuff that we can kind of get into, some quick hits and all that. Um, I just gotta check one thing real quick. Okay, I've checked that. That looks good. Just waiting to see if I can. Yeah, all right. Cool, cool, cool. Just checking a thing. It's fine. All right, I'm going to retweet my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. Maybe this is going to be a very casual Monday. Maybe everybody's taking tonight off. They're watching football. They're hanging out. They got Monday Night Raw on, and they're just like not watching streams because they are prepping themselves for tomorrow night when they will come and hang out on stream with me and play Jackbox Party Pack 9. That's right, on Thursday, Jackbox Party Pack 9 came out. And so we are going to play it tonight, or tomorrow night, I should say. Play it tomorrow night. Thank you to Rich Galp for sending me a code of that video game so that I can play it. I would have bought it anyway, but the code helps. All right, let's get into the overhead here. Boom, overhead. Great. You can see we've got our legs done. We've got our wires for our arms that I think I understand how to make. We're now going to apply. We're going to clip out these things. Luckily with the arms, we can do all of this at once. So we're just removing the pieces. And I'm going to be very careful about like making sure that I'm doing the right steps here. Because obviously I have a part separator. And we can, correct mistakes that have been made, right, in the process. But when we're dealing with liquid cement, that's a trickier subject. We got to make sure that we're doing things correctly. Because you then have to like crack that, and basically you're breaking the seal that you made with the liquid cement of the layers of plastic, and then you got to go back in and do it again, and maybe do it in spots you didn't really want to the first time, and so it ends up being a bit more complicated. So that goes like that. So we just want to take care with it, is what I'm saying, and hopefully everything will work out. But all right, so this goes on this side. This goes here, this goes on that side, and then there are parts that get attached to the other. Because basically, we want to make sure that we're only gluing together the parts that need to be glued together and not gluing together the parts that need to have movement, because this kit, we do want to be able to pose it. We're not building a statue, we're building a model kit that should have some life to it. So we've got to make sure that we are connecting these parts properly. Okay, so let's zoom down, like that. And then we'll connect those, and then we'll add in the next parts here because we want to make sure that we are adhering these properly. All right. And we'll panel line once we're kind of done, because it doesn't really matter to panel line as we go. So this is going to go like this, and this is going to go like that. And we want to make sure that this can move because it's a hinge, but we want to make sure that these two parts are connected together and the other parts connect on the outside, so it's okay. So we can now, this is a good spot to hit a little bit of the liquid cement. And we can just do it where they say to connect it, but we can also add a little bit more in just for safety's sake and for some stability. So we're just going to apply a little more liquid cement than, and we'll make sure to stay away from the top of it because we want to make sure that is a clean connection. Oh, I'm already smelling those fumes. So this is going to go like this. Great. And now we will just use our fingers to adhere it together. And then we can also step away from it and let it dry on its own as long as it's lined up properly. So we are not using like glue. I got a question about this, so if you're going to answer, we are using liquid cement. And what we are doing is we are melting a small layer of plastic by doing this. We are melting a small layer together of this plastic, and then it will dry and adhere together and basically melt together and then just be one connected piece, which is exactly what you want. All right, so we should be good there to add in our pieces on top in a minute. We're going to do the other side here first as well. Again, just going to make sure that we do the right sides here. We're going to connect that there. And then we'll come in here on this side. Make sure that we have it lined up right. And then we will add in some liquid cement. We will hit the spot they want us to hit, and we will also do a little bit more. If you are dealing with clear plastic, you got to be very careful where you are applying liquid cement because it will like show up like fingerprints on clear plastic. So if you were doing like a car kit, which is where you would normally find clear plastics, that is an instance where you want to make very careful about how you're touching things. You might want to use tweezers in that instance, or clamps, because I have done that on a car and from Initial D where there was a fingerprint on the plastic because I was adhering them together with my fingers, which in this instance is fine. But in that instance, a clear plastic like that, that was a bad call. All right, so we've adhered that together. We're going to let that sit on this side while we cut out our parts over here, which is going to be 7 and 7. These are all 7s. Great, nice and easy. And then we will just do that. So I am panel lining this particular kit because it wants paint, right? This kit really wants paint. It's not getting paint, not for me. Somebody else out there could probably paint it and make it look fantastic. They could do it in like the regular versions or the alt versions they suggest of like making it like a camo print, which would look very cool. That's not me. That's not my style. That ain't gonna happen around these parts. So instead, we will panel line it with a black marker so that it stands out a little bit and looks a little more like comic booky, which I think will be fine. All right, and then these parts are going to adhere. Basically, it's going to clip on either side and then adhere together like this. So we're just going to add. We're going to put on one side here, but we want movement. We want movement here. So we only really want this part to be attached. So we're only going to add liquid cement right here at the base of it. Just right there. And then that, line it up, and then hold it kind of like this so that we could hopefully adhere. And we're going to give this time on its own with my finger. Basically, I'm holding it together using my nails to kind of hold it together. Just to get it together there, and then we will set that aside to let it dry a little bit more while we do the other one. Look, I don't want to curse myself here, but I think I have gotten okay at applying liquid cement. I think I am doing a not terrible job with it. Always take my instructions with a grain of salt, because I am not a professional. I am a practiced enthusiast, especially when it comes to like applying water slide decals. Always take that with a huge grain of salt, because I'm still not good at applying water slide decals, which is why I don't often do it on stream, because I am just not ready for it. I'm not ready to instruct people. All right, so now we're going to pinch these together to adhere them so that we can move these pieces like this, get some movement going without it coming apart here. So we'll just get that together, let that get connected. We can always fix our mistakes here with the liquid cement. Mistake being, if it didn't actually adhere, we can reapply liquid cement. If we apply liquid cement incorrectly in the wrong place, then we're a little hosed. All right, let's get into talking about a video game. I hope that's okay if I talk about video games on the stream. I don't know. But I want to talk about Marvel Snap, which is a card battling game. My first initial thought is, if you are interested in Marvel Snap, a free-to-play with some ways to spend money, I would say you should get it on your mobile device, because it is built for mobile. Does it, I know, Lastbrook, I know this is gross. Does this game have a Steam version that is also free to play, that is in early access apparently? Yes, it does have the early access Steam version. Is this shit built for mobile? 100%. So much so, they didn't redo... It's meant for this kind of mobile. It's not even like turn your phone on the side. It's like move your thumb, play the game like this. Its full screen mode has a lot of dead real estate on a full screen. It's nice that it has the Steam version so that I'm not playing on my phone. I'm playing like on a monitor window. But it's not or like if I wanted to stream it, I wouldn't have to like use a weird app to capture or anything. I can just play it natively and log in with my Gmail account and just have it. Or Google account, I should say. It's the same thing, but you know what I mean. But yeah, Marvel Snap is a card battling game with the Marvel license. And it... Okay, so 2 players are fighting one another with cards. And your cards are superheroes. You get some cards when you start. You start with a deck of cards. You can get more cards and then modify that deck. There are numerous ways to get cards. We'll talk about that. And your cards, some of your cards have bonus effects. Some don't. Some are just like, hey, I'm a card. You can play me if you want. They don't. Yeah. Each card has an energy and a like an attack, like a no defense. So as you play the rounds, there are 6 rounds, 7 if you've tied. 6 rounds. As you're playing the rounds, all right, so we got to do 8 into 4 or 6 into 3 or 5. And then the wires go in that side and the wires come out there. Okay. All right. I think I got this. I'm gonna figure this out. All right, and these connect together, and that connects together. All right, so we get 4 out here. I'm just gonna do this one at a time because I think that'll be the best way as I talk about this game. So anyway, you have your cards, and you get more energy as it goes. So like you get a few cards when you start. So you can't just start with your best card that has like high energy requirements, but it's gonna do like immediately a lot of damage, right? And what are you trying to do? You're not trying to destroy your opponent's cards. No, you're trying to win locations. It's that kind of thing. There are 3 locations, and you're placing a card one at a time, or as many energies as you have. So sometimes you can play multiple cards. And you're placing those cards in those various locations with the attempt to win those locations, eventually having a higher number. And so bonus cards, right? Like Punisher gets bonus points for the number for every, like a bonus point for every number of cards on the other side for that location. Locations have bonuses, like, or locations could have things where it's like -1 to all like cards, and so you want to just have big cards on that one and not a bunch of little cards because you're just losing points that way. So there's strategy involved, right? You're playing against a human opponent. You're trying to best that human opponent best you can. Best is best. And yeah, just trying to figure that stuff out as you go. My overall thoughts of it so far are, there's more. Different effects, reduce card's power, increase the number of cards in your hand, bunch of stuff. And then there's this location. And so you want to win, and you win by getting 2 out of 3 locations at the end. And I think, yeah, a tie can go to another round. I think I haven't had a tie, so I don't know. All right, then we need 5. It's going to go into that. So far, I have been enjoying it for like my playtime with it. I am still in the first pool, which I'll get into in a little bit, so I don't have like the most experience with it. Hey, Jordy, welcome. I'm talking about Marvel Snap. I will say this. If the only thing about this game that you have heard is that it is terrible microtransactions and, oh God, they really fucked up this thing, and, oh, no one should be playing this game. I've heard so many bad things about this game. If that's all you've heard about it, I will just tell you, it got better. They figured out, they fucked it all up, and then they have unfucked it. During the, like, have to be granted access beta they did, which also was for streamers who streamed out stuff from the game. They really did a number on trying to like mess with the system. They should have had an alpha with more people in it with NDAs and then put that beta out, because the beta definitely hurt them, because a lot of people saw stuff from that game and were like, oh, I don't want to play this. This game seems bad, which obviously didn't work out too well for them. I don't quite know how these things work here. To that. All right. Goes under. Okay. It's going to go under. Because they did. The microtransaction stuff, the pay money stuff is just to move things along. But as you're playing, especially if you're winning, you are unlocking things. So basically, how do you get new cards? Well, you upgrade the cards you have. Now, upgrading the card, Jan seems like it. Yes, I'm saying they fixed a lot of the bullshit with this game. So one of the issues with it, how it works is you have cards. You can upgrade those cards using credits. Upgrading them does not make them better or stronger. It only makes them cooler. Like they go to like look more 3D or have like motion to them or whatever. So it's just a gimmick. It's just all like extra nonsense that gets added in, right? Okay, so we're going to attach this part first, and then we're going to put this part on top as well. So we'll do that first. So it's just all cosmetic stuff, right? But you need to upgrade, because when you upgrade, you unlock new stuff. So you got to upgrade stuff, and then you unlock new things. And then when you have your new things, you can do more stuff in the game. Now, you can convert gold into credits, and you can buy gold. You can also buy other things. There are quests, daily quests that come into the game that I would recommend doing if you're going to play Marvel Snap. You want to do the daily quest because that's how you earn things. And upgrading also increases your level, which gives you access to better. Once you get levels, you get rewards, which are some instances are cards or other things. But also, that increases your ability to get better cards. You're going to a better pool. Lastberg says, I'm really close to downloading it. Might see if playing some Magic Arena takes the edge off. I understand. I mean, look, I still like playing Hearthstone. This game is faster than Hearthstone. And because I'm early on, I'm playing against people that don't know how to play. So I have a better chance of winning without having a good deck. As I get better at the game, I'm going to run into instances where I wish I had a better deck. That hasn't happened yet, but I know it's coming. And when it does come, I will be frustrated with that. But right now, I am not frustrated with the game. I am enjoying my time with it. All right, so we're going to apply some liquid cement here and here. Just applying some liquid cement, just getting it all ready to go, getting our wire in place here where we want it. And then we will attach this. We will try to get this in place right. We will try to get these, trying to get this part in place here. It's hard to talk while I'm doing this particular thing. When I'm done with the arms, it'll be a lot easier. Or when it's time to panel line, it'll be a lot easier to talk about Marvel Snap. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. It's not the best game I've ever played by any means. I still think I prefer Hearthstone because I'm more close to Hearthstone and I've played it for a real long time, so I know how the game works. Whereas this game, I am figuring it out as I go. God damn it. Okay. So we're going to reapply some liquid cement in a minute here because this wire got untangled. I think I need to go on the wire from the top instead of the bottom. I also have to make sure that this doesn't come out because this is the arm part here that should not be glued. Will this fit better if I go this way? Ooh, yeah, okay. So maybe I got to go like that. All right, so I'm going to reapply some liquid cement and then try to get these wires in place here. If the wires don't work, I can eventually give up on it. I don't want to give up on it. I want to do this right, but so we're going to apply liquid cement here to the sides. We're going to make sure that we don't get close to this part of the arm because we don't want it to be glued in. We want it to just be connected. So we'll apply some liquid cement and then we'll attach it like that. Yeah. Oh, no. Wires came out again. All right. This is how it's supposed to look. And hopefully it will adhere. No, it won't adhere. What? Okay. Do I have the wrong piece on here? So I do. I have the wrong piece on here. 3 and 4. Well, that should still work. All right. Well, we're going to try this one more time. We're going to see if I can get it this way. So yeah, I haven't gotten out of pool 1. I do have a deck to try out, which I have not tried. I have not been successful in getting all the cards I need. I need to keep playing to unlock more cards that would then theoretically help me out and get me what I need. So we'll see if that works out. But I'm enjoying my time with it so far. I can say that. I am enjoying Marvel Snap. I think it's pretty fun. Again, I would say download it on a mobile device. Don't play on Steam like I am. It's not designed for Steam. It's not like Hearthstone, where, in my opinion, the mobile is not the preferred experience. They are from the ground up trying to make a mobile game, and just like acknowledge that is what they're trying to do. Okay, so all right. Let's try this one more time here. We are going to put these. No, why this? At some point, we might just not do this wire part because it's not necessary. It's just, it looks cool, and I do want to get it right. But if this is going to keep us from finishing this kit, fuck that. I don't care. I don't care about it enough to not worry about it here. All right, so we're going to put this on here. Going to put this like this. We are going to apply more liquid cement here. Get our liquid cement on. Get our liquid cement on here. Put some liquid cement on this part here. Nice and good there. Get this part snapped in. And then feed this over. And snap it in place. And then hold it in place. So hopefully the liquid cement can do its job. But I think we've got this licked. I think this is going to work out. Hopefully this works out. All right, now we're just going to let that dry while we work on the other one here. We'll just let that set and sit there because we do have to panel line it. And then we'll go with it. It's one of those things where I'm like, this could take this could take 20 minutes or 2 hours. I have no idea because it all depends on how it comes together. The panel lining obviously doesn't take that long, but the rest of it doesn't. So that's the video game that I have been playing right now, and I will have more thoughts probably as we go. As I go in it, I'll probably do another check-in on the game. But right now, those are my thoughts. All right, so this has got to go like this. And then we got to put a bunch of liquid cement down here. And then put a little bit of liquid cement right there. All right, other things we can talk about. Hey, there's more probably there's going to be more news from the world of Activision. Sorry. The Communication Workers of America just filed an unfair labor practice complaint against Activision Blizzard over the company's chief comms officer, Lulu Chang Messerve, who was sending Slack messages. Basically, you may know this, that Blizzard Albany, their QA folks voted to form a union. And these were Slack messages from Lulu Cheng, basically saying like to companies like, "Hey, this is happening. Um, this is out there." Dirty, I'll get to your thoughts in a second because I do love that you wrote some stuff in there, and I'll check that out in a moment. Saying like, "Hey, unionization is happening. You know, we support people's rights to unionize," and then it basically in Slack was just like, you know, unionization is so time consuming, and we've already found out that like it's slower than communicating with us. Like we've already shown that. And then like it could really slow down things like raises. It could slow things down like we might not be able to do it until that deal comes through. We think we won't be able to give anybody any raises or, you know, like dealing with all of this. And it was just like union busting bullshit. And they're right to file a complaint because this is definitely attempting to make other employees, one, not unionize themselves, and two, be mad at this group of folks for pushing for unionization. It sucks shit. It is clearly union busting tactics, and they're right to be pissed about it. And they were right to call it out. So good on the Communication Workers of America for filing that. Hopefully that will lead to Activision Blizzard being fucking terrified of this shit even more than they already are. And hopefully will not deter future people from making the choice for unionization. So, hopefully. All right. As I now try to get these wires done, let's see what we have to say from Dirty. Help, Pat. I just saw a TikTok that broke me for a moment where someone made a sound argument that if Evangelion is a mecha anime, then Ratatouille is also a mecha anime. That would mean that the rat is the pilot and the humanoid is the body. So Meet Dave, because Meet Dave is a mecha show. The movie Meet Dave, Meet Dave. One's about a guy who pretends to be president and then ends up accidentally becoming the president, or not accidentally, takes up place of the president. The other one is the movie about just a normal guy, but inside is a bunch of people that are controlling that. And I believe that is that is a comedy movie. But one of them is being piloted by people on the inside of the body. And that, I believe, is a mecha anime. Oh, I have dropped down to 30 subscribers, folks. If you would like to become a subscriber, that would be great. I would love that. I'm trying to get to 40 subscribers. We're currently at the big 30 right now. If you want to gift a sub or you want to subscribe because you haven't in a while or whatever, that would be rad. John says, if Evangelion is canonically in the Godzilla universe, and Godzilla is in the Magic the Gathering, then Shinji is a planeswalker. So, I mean, first off, Secret Lair is not canon. I don't think Secret Lair is canon. I don't think Evangelion is involved in that. I don't think that is true. I don't know if you're being serious or joking. All right, I fucked up. This is supposed to be part of this. So let's see if I can. I am going to have to reapply liquid cement because I did completely fuck that up. This is supposed to be here. See, there you go. I did indeed fuck it up. So we're going to find out if I can unfuck this thing. Hooray! I definitely did fuck it all up. Okay. Capitalism is the most canon. So, my thoughts. Evangelion is a mecha series because they are piloting inside of a organic, sure, alien, question mark, extra dimensional, question mark, relic of a bygone era, lost technology, gods, whatever you want to say. Evangelion is definitely a mecha series. even if it is biomechanical or just bio. It's still a mecha series. It is still a defining mecha series. Ratatouille is not a mecha movie. That is just it is an interesting take on the expert student story, where the expert is a rat and the student is a man. It is a interesting take on that classic story. There is, I believe that Magic the Gathering has a Warhammer collab. Again, I don't pay attention. Look, I barely pay attention to any kind of Magic the Gathering. I know the most recent stuff that came out is all Weird World and like a silly robot amusement park, which seems very cool, and it's full of like cards that are nonsense and do nonsense things, and that sounds rad. But I don't pay attention to Secret Lairs or collabs like that for like 40K or 40,000 or like Scooby-Doo or the one that's coming out soon, which is just Post Malone cards. It's just cards that were easy enough to change a name in it to be Post Malone related, or lands that he autographed and then doodled on. And you're saying to yourself, Pat, what the fuck? And that's because Post Malone loves Magic the Gathering. And Wizards of the Coast is very excited that Post Malone loves Magic the Gathering. That's why that collaboration is happening, is because money. And also, Posty loves Magic the Gathering. So that's why that Secret Lair is happening. I think there's a Scooby-Doo Secret Lair. There's a Pride Secret Lair that were all like bear cards, but like different bear cards, if you know what I mean, which is real good. A bunch of different shit like that. All right, let's get this in here like this here. Try to get that in right. We are going to try to connect this again, this time properly. We are properly connecting this. We are properly doing it this time. I'm going to add more liquid cement in here. Let's try to get this weapon connected. All right. We are now hoping that we do this. But anyway, that's the basic point is Evangelion is definitely mecha anime, even if it's biomechanical and people argue that it's not. It is. It's mecha series. And then it is not. You should not consider Ratatouille a mecha. He's not a pilot. He's not piloting. He's not. If anything, it's just commandeering. He's commandeering more than anything else. According to Lord Crashington, someone is doing a release of the Fox Box localized Ultimate Muscle Show, which has a long name in Japanese I cannot remember, but Ultimate Muscle is the pink guys. They're the pink wrestle guys. That's fun. I don't really need to see that because I don't think that Ultimate Muscle was good. I think Ultimate Muscle was fun, but I would not try to stretch things that Ultimate Muscle was like. I don't think you need to go back to Ultimate Muscle. The very silly, Kinnikunan. It's very silly. I just don't know if it's like, if you need to like relive that shit. I think you could probably not, and you'd be fine. But maybe, look, I'm not your boss. Like, maybe it rules, and you just want to get in there. How do these things work? Is this like, yeah, okay. So this is gonna go like this. Like, look, I'm not telling you can't chase your bliss. If you think you can't wait to watch that shit and you are gonna devour that stuff, and you're gonna get in on that release, and you're gonna like watch it at every episode, like chase your bliss, enjoy yourself, have fun. Just not something that I'm like, I won't be joining you on that journey, is what I'm saying. All right, so 28, and that's 29. So that's 29 goes in the bottom. 28 goes on the top. We got this. We got this. We got this. I'm going to splurge on it if it's not too much. Lord Crasher did, again, follow your bliss. Enjoy it. I hope you love it. I probably be more interested in watching it subtitled than the Foxbox dub of it. This is my opinion. All right, so these have to go in somewhere here. This is going to go like this. And I believe this wire just like sticks in here as well. Oh, that did not close all the way. We got to give more of this more pressure. It did not fully close. I can't fully understand how this goes in here. So, okay, so this is going to go like this. It's going to spread out like that. Got to make these wires. These wires are going to be the goddamn death of me. They're not going to kill me. But they are going to annoy the shit out of me. Okay. I think I got this in here enough. All right, and then got to apply some liquid cement to this side here. Let's see, are there other things? Oh yeah, a quick hit. I want to tell you about, and then I'll talk about some manga here, but I can't do that with this hand. But I can move my mouse with the hand holding a piece of material. Let's talk about Joe Biden. And by that I mean, let's be sure to talk about Joe Biden, the Guilty Gear player. Not the president, the Guilty Gear, the mysterious Guilty Gear player who uses the name Joe Biden and is winning a bunch of tournaments with the handle at POTUS. And he is using chips enough in these tournaments. Good old Chip. Nobody knows who he is, and everyone just assumes he's the president. He's not. But he's winning a bunch of tournaments. And that's very, very funny. That somebody is just using the name Joe Biden to win a bunch of tournaments in Guilty Gear. And people don't know. I mean, look, you can assume that he is a like a player or like either somebody that recently got good at it or somebody who's just like doing a prank. All right, so you know what? At the end of the day, fuck these cables. Fuck them. These cables are shit, and I don't care about them. Clipping them off. They are keeping me from continuing to do this project, and I don't need them. So go to hell. Pull them right out. I don't care about these things. Unclip these here. Just gonna unclip them. Don't care enough about these things. They are causing me frustration, and I don't need them in my life. So go to fucking hell. We're doing a customized version of this kit where it doesn't have cool, quote unquote, plastic parts there. All right, so this is going to go this. Yeah. And then got to apply a little liquid cement here. So yeah, there is a Guilty Gear ACPR Discord listed the North American EU Open Tournament number 29 top 8. And the top 8 is Joe Biden, and then like Jack Watcher, Vision, NLIL, like just Tired Ocean, like people. There's just like people are the other ones. But the top is indeed somebody using the name Joe Biden and playing his chips enough. And that is very funny. Also, it's like the original Guilty Gear, so it's not like you could just be pretty good at it. You don't have to be like incredible at it. And I think that's very funny as well. All right, so we're going to let that dry right there. Now we're going to do the other part of the other arm here. And again, I couldn't get these wires to work. I am somewhat disappointed in myself, but not disappointed enough to sit here for hours trying to get this shit to work. Not that disappointed. So we'll apply some liquid cement here. Apply some liquid cement. Get this set up here. Then get this other part there. Let's see, other things. Again, reminder, I'm playing Jackbox tomorrow. I hope you will join me for that stream. I think it's going to be very fun. Jackbox Party Pack 9. That'll be really good. Let's see. Other things going on. Not a lot going on with me. I can tell you in a work-related update, I have recently... yes, and John, we're playing Jackbox on a Tuesday because I moved my bonus Wednesday streams to make them bonus Tuesday streams. I started doing that on in September instead of my Wednesday. I started doing Tuesday, and I like it so much more. I just really like doing the Tuesday. And Thursday is my carving stream. Indeed, Lord Crashington. I will be carving a pumpkin. And I will, on the day of Thursday, announce what I'm doing. It is another stencil. Last year we did a stencil, and I really liked it. And so I will be continuing that because I think that it was really fun. Yes, John, yes. So that'll be tomorrow. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing the Jackbox. Pumpkin carving, and I used to do freehands, but I enjoyed last year doing the stencil. So I have a new stencil. It is not video game related. It is Well, there are video games on this property, but I think of it more as a movie franchise, and it's going to look neat. I had to blow it up because my pumpkin was too big for the stencil originally, so I had to do some customization, and I think it turned out pretty cool, and I think you'll like it. But that's going to be this Thursday, and then if it doesn't take the whole stream, which it should, then we'll go back and keep working on the Shenlong, which will start tonight, because I assume that we will finish this kit. Even if we don't do much with the Shenlong, we're going to get started on it, because there's not a lot to do with this kit. We're going to work on the waist here in a second. All right, so we did these. We did the arms. We did the legs. So now we got to do the waist, which is also the chest, and then we'll do the chest. So we're getting there. Let's do the connector part here. The connector does not require any liquid cement because it does need to allow for movement. So we just need to put all these pieces together here, but we don't have to do anything fancy with it, which is neat. Because otherwise then the mobility would be low. So no liquid cement on any of these parts here. Oh yeah, so a little bit of work update. I did pick up a contract gig for December, which luckily does not interfere at all with what I'm doing as far as traveling or anything like that, and will not involve anything to do with streams. It's another gig doing some data entry. This is boring data entry. I talked about on Saturday the fancy data entry that I do. This is just numbers on a spreadsheet, data stuff, but it is through somebody that I work with there that reached out to me, which is great because my data entry gig, the fancy data entry, loses quite a bit of work. We don't do a lot of work in December. That's kind of a bad month for that because people's budgets are gone, and also they're not thinking about the January stuff. In January, we do a lot of like late January stuff because people are like, "Oh no, we fucked up so bad. Oh God, we didn't think about how we have all these events coming up." So the beginning of January is really busy, but most of December not too busy on the data entry gig that I have. So the fact that I can get some other work is very good. All right, so this looks like this. And then where does this go, though? There's no indent for that on here. There's two like rockets on 10. I don't see where those go because there's not like an indent. Because this is 25. That's weird. I'll look at it once, once we've got these parts connected here. We'll try to get this connected, and then we'll take a pause for the call so I can ways you can support the channel and yada, 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 and go through all that nonsense. Let me just quickly check my messages here real quick. It's popped up there. Oh, I got a retweeted by Jeff. That's very kind of him. Very kind of Mr. Gersman. Hopefully a few people will come check out the stream because of that. Be very nice if they did. And if they don't, that's also okay. All right, so we got to do liquid cement on this part here so this can move around. We don't want to put it in too far because we got to cement it. So we got to liquid cement that top part. Then we got to connect the leg parts there. And then we've got to liquid cement this into that. And then this part here into this part there. Look at that. So, and then we'll see where these two... Oh, I think they just go on the back here. Okay, they just go on the back there. All right, that's fine. All right, so let's do this. Ant-Man 3 trailer dropped today. I saw that. I didn't see the trailer, but I did see the art, and it had a name that I thought was fake. But yes, I did see that trailer dropped. I did not watch it. I definitely saw the second movie. I don't know if I could tell you what happened in it. I definitely saw it. I think a lot of those movies, for me anyway, blend the fuck together. And so, yeah, so I can't really be like, oh, yeah, that movie. This, and this happened. Like, nah. Okay, so, Miles. Hi, Miles. Welcome. Asking any reason you're using cement. I thought these were supposed to be snap fit, not trying to be ignorant. Discouraged. No, that's a valid question, Miles. Because most modern kits that I build, almost every kit I build on stream is a kit that just snaps together, right? That is snap fit together. This kit is from 1982. That's why it is a glue kit. This kit was re-released in 2005 with like a new kind of nice instruction booklet. And it's 2005 plastic, but it's 1982 design. This is an anime. This is from Zabungle, which came out in 1981. So this is just a very old ass model kit. So that is the reason why. It is a glue kit, as they say. So I'm using liquid cement because it is so old. That is the reason. I didn't know this was a glue kit until I started working on it, because there are model kits that are old, but some of them, even in the 80s, were snap kits, and it didn't even occur to me that this old ass kit was a snap kit until I started putting it together and I test fitted and I went, oh. So luckily I have my liquid cement for like cars and stuff, because otherwise we would have been in a little trouble. That'll do it. I'm about to start my first Gunpla this weekend, so I'm really interested. Thanks. Oh, no problem. Yeah, modern kits, you're not going to run into this kind of a problem. This is an old problem to have. All right, so I think we did this right. That looks like it connected there. And then we just have to put these two parts here in the back. Yeah. We just got to put the butt rockets in, and then we'll be good. But yeah. Also, while I predominantly, I should say, use snap kits, use your modern kits, liquid cement is nice to have in your toolbox for like breaks. Because it's never going to be as secure as it used to be, right? But you can kind of fix some plastics by melting them together with liquid cement if you fuck up a kit. If you just like a delicate piece or something and you just snap it apart, you can then go in and very delicately like glue it together and try to adhere it together to at least make it presentable looking, And I've definitely done that on occasion where I just really beefed it. So that is nice to have. You have the high grade 782. Nice, the first one. Yeah. Good luck. The 782 is a classic, so you are working on a very nice kit. My general advice with anybody getting into model kit building, some people have experience doing other things, other kind of crafting, is just that, like, it's not a race. Like, you just build it. Like, it's the enjoyment of doing it. Like, you don't have to speed through the process. If you're, like, staring at a page because you're like, what do they want me to do with this? Like, that's totally fine. Just take your time with it, because at the end of the day, you're making your own, like, your model's done. You just made your own action figure that can move around, and you put it together. Came in from just retweeting, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, model kits, the same way Lego is satisfying, model kits are very satisfying, because at the end of the day, you're just like, okay, I have instructions, I have raw materials, I have exactly the right amount of raw materials, and now I'm just going to assemble these raw materials in order, and then I have a thing at the end. And then you can get into painting, using like a marker like I am for just a little bit of line work, because we're not painting this kit, because that is not my style. You can get into a lot of that stuff where suddenly you're being, like custom paint jobs. Like, I have a friend that does, like, he just likes doing pastel colors and pinks and flowers and really making things look really pretty, because it's a fun juxtaposition for tools of war to look like that. So that's his like customization style. I like, putting on a few stickers, and I enjoy the building part of it more than the customizing. I think if I had an airbrush and I had the time and the resources to do, I would try to do airbrushing, but I'm not like, I don't have the right setup for that. I would need garage space. I would need ventilation in the garage space. I feel like the ventilation I have in here is just good enough for liquid cement. Yeah. All right, so now I'm just going to clean this up, just doing just did a few of the little indents. There's not a lot of panels on this big piece here, so I don't have to worry about that. Just cleaning it up there. And then, there's these lines here, which I didn't do. We are going to take a pause for the cause in a moment. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel, because that is always my thing. I'll make it very quick, because we got some new people here, and I want to finish this kit up. Thank you for the follow, Miles the Wolfman. I appreciate that. Happy you're here. All right, and we'll do that there. This kit basically, like, Lord Crashton wants me to hit the dance button, which I will. This kit basically down here is like where a lot of the pilots would be. They're in like the waist of the kit. It's very strange. This whole kit looks so weird. It's like a weird pyramid thing. But anyway, thank you for using your channel points for the dance button. Here's the dance button. Oh, yeah. All right. And then I will use this dance button to transition into the intro here. Whoops. That didn't work. There we go. That was supposed to be a smooth transition, and then I fucked it up. Only 1 week left of the song. That's right. There's a new, every month there's a new song. So, hi friends, old and new. Welcome to the middle of the stream. This is my chance to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. And this is your chance to find out those various ways. I will keep this as brief as I can, and then we will get back into model kit construction, which is what we're here for. So first things first, if you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. If you have a tier 2 subscription, you get the blue emote. Becoming a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through cash money, or if you wanted to, you could just do your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you get that token. You can use that for anybody. Use it for me. You could gift a sub to somebody in the community. We are currently at 30 out of 40 subscribers. The goal is always 40. I shut up at 40. So if you'd like to become a subscriber, if you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community, you could do that. You could join the gift sub leaderboard, or you could do it anonymously. That's another way to help me out here. Miles the Wolfman just subscribed for 1 month at tier 1. Thank you so much for that subscription. I appreciate it very much. Let the old applause there. Thank you very much, Miles. That's very kind of you. I really do appreciate it. And then we up the number. The number goes up. We like to see the number go up. And we are now at 31 subscribers a month. Here we go. There we go. 31. We're on the road to 40. Thank you very much for that. I also have a Patreon. Like, I understand some people, they just don't want that. They don't want any money changing hands with Twitch, right? And I get that. I understand it. That's why I have alternatives, and we're going to get through those really quickly. I got a Patreon, patreon.com/PatBear, a $1, a $3, a $5, and a $10 tier. Different rewards for the different tiers. Take a look at it. See if there is something there that you're like, yes, I would like to get this on there. I would like these rewards for my hard-earned money. So that's Patreon. Also, I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. You can subscribe for free, obviously. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. But if you wanted to, you could join. And $2 a month, what happens is every Tuesday I upload a video early for my YouTube subscribers. So instead of waiting for Wednesday, like everybody else, like a commoner, you get my Wednesday video on Tuesday. I just recorded that video today, and it was pretty fun. It's me correcting people who said someone's famous person's last name wrong, and I know how to say it right. So I'm saying it right, and then also talking about the very cool things that artist did. Anyway, that more about that later. So also one time, if monthly is not in your future, but you still want to help me out, you could do a quick donation. And everything I make through one-time donations, YouTube, which also includes AdSense, so watch my videos and you help me out that way. Patreon and Twitch, everything I accumulate from all of those things goes into a fund, and I take that money and buy model kits. The Shenlong, the next thing that I am building on stream, the Shenlong Gundam, right here, the 2022 redo of this kit with new construction. I could not do that without I bought this kit with money from y'all. So thank you very much for that. I could not have done it without you. Now, there's another way. As I said, I build stuff that I purchase all the time. Love doing that. But sometimes people buy things specifically for me to build, and those things get to jump the queue. Katie, who watches the VODs, thank you, Katie, bought this kit. The Promeus type from Zabungle was purchased off my wish list, and so it jumped the queue and became the next thing I built. I got this during the day on Friday. I started building it on Saturday. That's how quick that turnaround was. I have an Amazon wish list. This was bought off that wish list. So I'll talk about a couple things on there. There's some Lego sets. There are some Pokemon kits. There's inexpensive kits. There's expensive kits. There's kits with free shipping. There are kits that are way overpriced for what they should be. All kinds of different stuff. Take a look at there. There's some equipment at the bottom. There's more liquid cement. It's always good to have more. And then some tools that would help me there as well. I'd like a better chair than what I have. So yeah, that's a list. You can take a look at that. Something strikes you fancy again, I'll shoot a video about the thing you purchased. Thank you over and over again for doing it. And then also, it'll jump the queue because that's the least I could do. So as soon as I finish the kit I'm going to start tonight, I would work on, something for my wish list next. I have a throne wish list, more curated than Amazon. Some gift cards in there that would be helpful, stuff like that. And then also, if you just don't want to buy something off a wish list, but you do want to spend money at a model kit shop, you could go to USA Gundam store and buy a gift card there, and then send me a DM with the gift card code that you got in your email. That also helps me. They don't have a wish list like that there, but you can just buy a gift card. And I'll get that stuff soon because they're Florida based, so they ship out real quick to me. If you want to support me for free, we're going to get back to building real soon, folks. Don't you worry about it. But right now, you could go over to my Discord and join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. Sometimes, this is like in the last year, this happened a lot more. Sometimes people just post things they think I'd like in the general chat, which is very kind of them. And sometimes it's stuff I've seen before, but other times it's stuff that I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this thing? Oh, cool. This is very kind. It's very nice. People are just like, hey, did you see this? It's like it's a better version of Twitter where it's just like just people posting stuff they think I would like. Very kind of them. Couple of video links for you to check out, and then we'll get back to building, and I'll talk about some anime and some manga. Pat Bear's Anime Club, a new episode went up today. If you were thinking of watching some anime this season and you wanted to know my thoughts on all 5 of the isekai that are out this season, I made a video about that. There's only 5 isekai, so it was easy to make this video. Next season, I don't know if I'll do it because there's going to be like 10 of them. So that's Pat Bear's Anime Club. It's all about all 5 isekai that are out this season and why I am watching 3, why I might watch a 4th one, and why I'm not watching the 5th. So you can check that out. And then Do You Remembaer, an ongoing video series where every week I make a new video where I read a Wikipedia page and then do my best to remember what I just talked about or what I just read there and make a video that's hopefully fun. I talked about Ocean Spray. It's a cooperative. I had read that on Twitter and I went to the Wikipedia page to verify it and I was like, I'll talk about this group of cranberry bog owners and also for some reason some grapefruit growers in Florida that joined in later and how they had they tried to test stuff on animals and you're like, how did they test cranberry juice on animals? What the fuck? No, they were paying a group to study these animals to see if they got them sick, like a certain stomach ulcers, if cranberry juice would be effective as a cure. So they were just getting animals sick on purpose to then see if they could treat them. And then PETA was like, hey, don't. And they were like, yeah, all right, we won't. So that's Ocean Spray. They definitely, there's a lot of good to them, but they also did do some dumb stuff. And I just talk about that and what I can remember about it. So hopefully you'll enjoy that video. All right, I'm going to drink some water, much needed water. Then I'm going to get into some talking about some manga and some anime. Much needed to talk about those things. And we'll dramatically transition back to the overhead right now. All right, we're in it. We're in it to win it. It's Monday, and that means that it's also, friends, if you're new here, if you came in because Jeff retweeted, which is so kind of him, if you came in for the retweet and you don't know what the deal is, well, I will be the first person to tell you, friends, that it's Manga Monday. So we're going to talk about a manga that I'm reading. Sometimes it's Manhwa Monday because I'm reading a Korean comic. It's really Manhwa Monday because I don't read any Chinese comics right now. I'm open to it. I just don't read any of them enough to talk about them. I try. I check out quite a few, but I just haven't found any that have like gotten me going. If you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna do a Manga Monday, and I'm gonna talk to you as I work on this model kit here. And finish this kit up, really. We're almost done with the Promeus type from Zabungle. We're going to talk about a story about a dragon and the rising of an adventurer. Stop me if you've heard this before. In an attempt to save their own lives and their own hides, a nice adventurer, a nice dude who is strong, but not the strongest, but smart, he is betrayed by his party and left for dead so that they can escape. And that's just the start of his adventure. It doesn't end there. He doesn't just get murdered and that's the end. In fact, he comes across a very injured, a very hurt, dragon. And he's like, well, I'm dying. I don't have much energy left. But I can help you out. So I'll do that. Last breaths. Here we go. I'll give you a hand. And he heals the dragon. And that dragon's like, you're dying and you used your energy to help me. Well, now I'm strong enough from this that I can heal you instantly. And also, you seem neat. What's your name? Cool. Dion, great. Let's hang out. I'm a dragon. Oh, also, I might be a dragon, but I'm also a lady. And I will just be a lady. I'll take humanoid form so we can hang out. And that is where we're there. Turns out they're now very fucking strong. Because he has now shared energy with this dragon. And he has a connection with this dragon. So now he is not as strong as her, but he is very fucking strong. Which is great for him. And they defeat monsters, and they hang out, and they flirt a bunch because she really likes Dion. He's great, and he saved her life. And she takes a while to understand clothes. So it is a lot of like him not knowing where to look. And it's just their slow adventures. Now, one thing that's cool is they're doing a lot of good work. They're making shit happen. And of course, them being alive makes the people that abandoned him fucking pissed off. So we're going to get a confrontation. It's going to be the thing. It won't be hard to deal with because now he's super strong. And so now he's got the strength to back up his convictions. He's had to get ranked. He's probably going to go up in rank. She's high ranked. The guild is really interested in her. They're interested in him. They want to keep it a secret that she is a dragon because, of course, you want to keep it a secret. But people are pretty psyched about what they're up to. I would describe this manga as maybe is occasionally a little too horny for my particular liking, but it might be right up your alley. But it is not like ecchi or erotic in any way, but it is just like, there's just like maybe a couple too many boob jokes. Just like maybe like a couple too many, in my opinion. But it is still an enjoyable series that I have certainly liked checking out. And I would say if you're looking for a manga with a overpowered main character who is the good man category of overpowered main character, and you like a fun non-humanoid support character, I think you could do way fucking worse than that. So yeah, I would say check it out. See if it is something that would appeal to you. It might be exactly what you're looking for. All right, so this goes in like that, and this is eventually going to connect here. I know that, right? This is gonna line up like this, right? This is the back part here. This is the front. But I don't. Where does this go? Oh, this goes in like this here. If you wanted to put like people in here, you could, I guess, because this is gonna go and slide in here. Again, there's not English on this, so I'm just doing my best. But it points this like here. And it goes in the middle. So I know this is like the back of the kit, and this is the front of the kit. And they line up like this with the arms in there, and I know that. But I don't know how this piece looks. So I gotta look at the thing. Yeah, you can see that. All right. Oh, it's open space. Okay, so it's taunt like here. All right, it looks like that. Got it. Okay, I figured that out. I now know how this is supposed to go. Because I've never seen this anime. You'd think I would have because it's called Zabungle, and that's just such a great name for anything. But I really don't. I've really never heard of this before. This was my first introduction, was seeing this available on Amazon and putting it on my wish list because it was an inexpensive kit with a great name. Yes, Zabungle is just a great name for a thing. So I was just like, well, I don't know what this is, but I want to build it. So I put it on my wish list, and Katie, who's hopefully going to be watching this VOD, shout out to you, Katie. Thank you for picking this up. yeah, I was just like, oh well, I gotta put this on my wish list. All right, so we're gonna let that dry here. This liquid cement dry. Get a little panel lining here. Just we'll clean up with a finger there. Let that dry, and then we are going to put these arms in, and we don't have to do. Oh, these are not straight lines, so these kind of lock in place, huh? All right. Interesting. Would have assumed that these would not snap together, but apparently these snap together. All right, so this is going to go in like this. That goes in like that. And they are saying these do not. I don't liquid cement this together, but I would have assumed I did. Huh. All right. Yeah, I don't liquid cement that. Okay. But I will liquid cement this to this because it's going to go like that. Wait. Did I attach this wrong? How did I do that? How did I put this on the wrong way? I did. I'm going to have to disconnect this and then re-glue it. I fucked up, everybody. This went on. This goes on this way. Hooray. I put this on backwards. I don't know. It looks weird. I don't know what I'm doing. But luckily, we can repair it because we're just going to put some liquid cement here on there. We're going to put some liquid cement there. Look, if I came back to this the next day, yes. If I came back to this next day, I would be in trouble because it's still enough. There's still enough give to this that I don't have to crack anything by putting it on the wrong way. In my defense, this thing looks weird. This is a weird kit that looks strange. I could goof it up, but it is an odd kit. Let's panel line these parts here before we put this together. And then we also have two little pieces that need to go on too. But yeah, in my defense, this is a weird looking kit. So it makes sense that I would not do it perfectly. All right, so let's talk about some anime. If you're new to the stream, what I do here is I will give you just kind of a breakdown of what happened in the episodes of the anime that I am watching. I watch a lot of anime during the week, and so I am just looking at like what came out since the last time I streamed, which is Saturday. So these are anime. One of these shows comes out on Saturday, but I watch so much Saturday anime that I could only talk about so many. So even though one of these comes out on Saturday, I talk about it on Monday, and the other two come out on Sunday or Monday. Let's start with Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, the new Mobile Suit series. So I was like, oh shit, last episode, this dude Ghoul is like, hey, we should get married because I think you're brave and strong. And Suletta was like, no. And I thought that was going to be the whole episode, but it wasn't. This was not a Ghoul episode, which is great because I don't really love that dude. It finally happened. We had ourselves an episode all about Choo Choo. Choo Choo. If you've seen some art from this series, but you haven't been watching, Choo Choo has lots of pink hair. She's the one with all the pink hair and the big bobs, the big poofs, I should say. She's got big poof hair. There's a lot going on. If you wanted to read or hear the word turd a lot, this is the episode for you, because her nickname for anyone that's not from Earth is Space Turd, and it's charming? ? I don't know. This girl's got a lot of hurt and a lot of anguish going on with her, and a lot of inherited issues, and I don't want to say understandable, in some ways justifiable resentment from people from space who treat her like dog shit because she is from Earth. And then she is oppressed because of that. Certainly. Even though they're all the same. But they're not. So, of course, she's not a big fan of our main character, Suletta Mercury, because she is indeed from Mercury. But also, even though Suletta is from space, she's getting bullied for being a country bumpkin because she doesn't know what the fuck. Girl barely knows how to talk to anyone because she just doesn't have experience for it. It is not built that way. Um, Let alone deal with like somebody that she's engaged to, and then somebody else that wants to get engaged to her, and just like try like people want to destroy her mobile suit, like because they said it was a Gundam. Like a bunch of shit's happening for this girl. Uh, so she's also getting bullied because she's a country, like whatever from her social status, because they want to separate us by where we're from, but we have more in common from our class status than we do from where we are in the world, right? Because even though they're all from space, they treat each other differently based on where you are from in space. The goalposts move, as they say. So the episode was them like trying to pass these mobile suit exams, but interference kept happening, and like instead of being like, okay, well you just pass, they were like, all right, well you can retake it, because it's a fucking never-ending cycle there of just like, well, if we keep taking this exam, more and like they're gonna keep interfering with it, and so it is like no way to get beyond it, until eventually. Because Suletta's like, hey, I do need some help, and there's strength in numbers. So she is looking for help from the Earth House. And they were like, no. And then, there is one beautiful little moment in here. There's some action. We get some physical violence in this. Justified physical violence in this. But there is some lovely moments here. Suletta wants to build an academy on Mercury. That is her dream. Her actual dream is to build a school to help uplift the residents of Mercury, which is a very noble, lovely goal for a young lady. Anyway, after like Suletta, who has been like, I look on the bright side, hard work, make it happen. Eventually she does like just fucking kind of give up. Like, look, I can't keep doing this if they're going to interfere. I guess that's it. Which causes Choo Choo, who has, internalized a lot of this trauma and bullying, to just punch the shit out of one of the girls one of the bullies that's fucking with them. And then when the other one like gets in a fight with her, like, and ends up hitting Suletta, then it's time for Choo Choo to punch this girl again. And Choo Choo is now a little tsundere about it, but they're gonna accept Suletta into Earth House. She has big hair energy because she's also got big hair. It's warranted. Okay. All right, so this kit, now we have to glue this part on here. I'm test fitting it. You can see there, well, you can't really see the dots, but there is a spot here for this to go right here. It's going to clip in. And so I'm going to glue that. I'm going to add liquid cement here to this part here. And then I will apply some liquid cement here to the back. I'm going to apply it just here. Just a little extra because I want to make sure this locks in place properly. And then I'm just going to apply pressure, and we'll go there. It's fun. It's fun watching the internet meme about Choo Choo knocking that first girl out cold. Yeah, she just cold cocks that girl because, there are bullies these are not physical abuse bullies. These are cheap trick bullies. And the one thing they certainly were not prepared for was a punch in the face. It's good to know your bullies. But in this case, yes, Choo Choo is very smartly identified them as people she can punch in the face. All right, so we're gonna apply a little bit more. We're gonna be a little more liberal with the liquid cement here because we're not gonna be taking this apart here. So I'm just gonna be a little more liberal with the cement here to try to get a good seal on this. Then we'll give it some time. Yes, Lashbrook, that girl does not get... Yeah, that girl does not get back up. The first girl that gets knocked out does not assist in the brawl with the second girl's brawl with Choo Choo. She is out of there. She is not an issue for the rest of that episode. And also, the second girl is definitely more focused on punching Choo Choo than she is her friend. So it tells you how, she's not looking to, like, protect her friend who got knocked to the ground in one punch. She is definitely more about, like, punching Choo Choo. So, good friend you got there. All right, that's going to do it for the Promeus type from Zabungle. This was a weird kit to put together. I'm happy we did. I did not know going into it. It was a glue kit. I knew that going into it that this was not going to be a painted, like these were not going to be a different colored plastics kit. It's already not holding, so I'm going to kind of force it with my thumb here, but I'll let this dry for quite a while. It's just a lot of plastic. But this was a really fun kit to work on. I'm happy that I put it together. It's nice to do something old. Again, this is a kit from 1982 that was re-released in 2005. So the plastic is from 2005, but the design element is from 1982. This is now the oldest kit that I have built on stream. Lord Crashington, Lashbrook, not Lord Crash, sorry. The back part kind of sits in to this thing, there's no real good connective tissues. We just liquid cemented this part to that part. There's a little bit of interlocking right here. This part kind of interlocked a little bit. But yeah, there's not like a torso part that like sticks into one and the other. This is hollow. And we don't even liquid cement this part, which seems weird. This was not the best kit from 1982, I would say. I don't know how the other Zabungle kits are. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll build those too. But this thing does not. I'm probably gonna have to re-cement the top here. I'm gonna take a photo of this before it falls apart. I'm probably gonna have to redo the connection there. I gotta do this over here. You don't get to see that because then I have to make a new one, and I don't want to. All right, let me get this done. You can see here, this is where the gunner hangs out, and then everyone else is down here. Down in here is where everybody is hanging out, other than the gunner and maybe some other people. But this thing is just weird. It's just a weird kit that I'm happy to build, but it's so strange looking. I do kind of love it. I'll put that over there. I'll look at that later more. So now that's the Zabungle kit. That we have now built a model kit from the anime Zabungle, which I'm very pleased about. But now it's time to work on the Shenlong Gundam. We have some time left in the stream to get started on this. Let's see here. We'll get to part 1 here. This is not going to be this will take a little while to build, but this is a more traditional kit. This is a 2022 mold for it. As I said, they're redoing the Wing Gundam mobile suits, the main suits in high grade. We've built the new version of the Death Scythe. We built the new version of the Heavy Arms. We have the Heavy Arms custom to build at some point, which we won't get to in this stream. There are polycaps. There's still polycaps, there are less than there would be in some other kits, but there's still some polycaps to build here. These are, do we have a year for this polycap set up here? No, we don't. We don't have a year for that. Oh, 2022. These are shiny polycaps, which is interesting. The base of this kit is going to feel other than the chest is where, occasionally the top layer of the chest, this is still going to feel like every wing kit. I can kind of do it with my eyes closed. One arm is going to be symmetrical to the other arm, which is the deal with half of the death sights, half of these kits. But we'll get started on that. And then as I'm building this new kit, as we're getting into this new kit with its lovely, honestly, lovely colors, fantastic coloring on this. As we get into building this kit, let's start talking about Beast Tamer. This is a Saturday show, but I watch it on Sunday, so I can talk about it on Monday. This is the guy who joined the Heroes Party and got kicked out of the Heroes Party, and then immediately met a cool cat spirit, which is one of the ultimate species, one of the strongest species in this world. And then very recently, as of last episode, was introduced and met a dragonoid from the dragon species, another girl that can turn. She can. Our cat girl is just a cat girl, Kanade, and then our girl Tanya literally was a dragon when introduced, and then and has a form that is a like human-ish form with like a dragon's tail. Anyway, she joined the party. Rain is doing low-level quests with the two of them. He's got a lot of power, and he shows off a new power that he shouldn't definitely have. He thinks this is no big deal because he was raised in a village where there were a lot of beast tamers. So he knows beast taming stuff that other people don't know, including, apparently anyway, we find out, he can assimilate, where he puts his consciousness, part of his own soul, into an animal, and then can control that animal. And in this case, he uses that to fly around to look for slimes. And he's just like, it's not a big deal. And they're like, stop. It is a big deal. You were talking about a nonsense thing. What is your deal? Anyway, turns out because he made a contract with Tanya, he now has the ability to use very cool magic. Which he did not have the ability before. He kind of knew like healing magic, like he could always use healing magic, but he was never like adept at like attack magic. But now he can, because now he has the ability of fire magic from her, and he's very strong. But he's not used to it yet, so Tanya trains him, which is fun. And then Rain talks about where he's from, because both girls just kind of want to get to know him better. They want to know more about him. And it's a sad story. He was from a village of tamers, and he was out training by himself. And he came back, and the village was on fire. It was apparently attacked by monsters, and he was the only survivor. And so he... I got to see how this connects here. Sorry. And so he ended up being taken to an inn where he worked, and he worked hard for many, many years to, earn a keep and earn a living. And then 6 months before the events of this anime, he was introduced to the Heroes Party, and they were looking for someone to join in. And of course, that did not go well because he was mistreated there, and they were just looking for someone to blame for things, to treat like garbage. And then they kicked him out. And his life is way better. Let's see. They go and fight a bunch of orcs, and Tanya gets really cocky, and she almost gets hurt. And instead of her getting hurt, Rain gets hurt. And even though he can heal, and he's only worried about her, she's mad about that. She's mad at herself, and she's like a little annoyed that he doesn't like yell at her. But they work it out. They hash it out. This is a nice little moment. Let's see. Oh, got a polycap 1. Got to put that on there. A10 and A16. We'll panel line it once we get the whole chest done, which we might get done tonight. I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, look. Also, we already know that Kanade is maybe developing a crush on our dude, because he's the main character and a nice dude. But also now Tanya maybe is. Maybe Tanya's already catching feelings as well. A reoccurring gag happens where the inn they're staying in, the innkeeper keeps saying there's not another room, so now all 3 people have to share a room with 2 beds. And he's just like, just one other bed or one other room. They're like, no, we're out. Sorry. She's like, come on, which is funny. Anyway, they're out having an adventure the next day, and okay, everyone is in a good mood until the hero's party comes in, because we know from the previous episode that they are stuck trying to complete a task, and they need the help. So they are going to try to bully or con Rain to help them out. We knew that, but they have arrived. So we will see what happens there. I know what happens because I have read the manga. And the anime has not caught up to the manga yet. They will at some point. Because, there's because it's really based on the light novels, which are way far ahead of the manga. You get it, Still a very fun show to watch. Oops, this came out, so we got to pop this back out. Light and breezy. I'm going to use my part separator, which you do not need. I bought this as the Bandai official one here. You can just use anything if you want to hear it for a tool. For the longest time, I have just used spudgers that you would normally use to work on like a smartphone. This does work out pretty well. And we are just trying to wedge here and separate the parts because we need to be able to connect an arm. And can't connect an arm without the poly caps to do it. But for whatever reason, this poly cap likes to pop out, which sucks. Maybe we can put it in on the front side, and that'll work. Do it like that. Maybe that'll work. But I will attempt to get this poly cap to actually sit in. We did it. Great. That should not be difficult. Anyway, I'm liking it. Beast Tamer. We're gonna get some action in the next episodes. More fights. Probably our closest fights where they don't just overpower their opponents and they actually have to do a little bit of work is coming, and that'll be fun. And then the last anime I'll talk to you tonight about is Management of a Novice Alchemist. Sarasa, the young girl. She was literally, this is day 2. She was just open one day, and they had a lot of problems in the last episode with a lot of monsters showing up, and it was a whole goddamn thing. It was a real bummer, and her store's all kind of messed up, and she's out of ingredients, and it's rough. Things are going rough for her. She's not doing great. And also, 2 people owe her a lot of money because she saved a person's life and they don't have the money to pay her back for all the treatments. So she's like, okay, Iris and Kate, these other young ladies who are hunters and warriors, she's like, all right, well, how about you live here and you help me in the store, and that'll help you pay back what you owe me because you're never going to be able to pay me back otherwise. And they were like, deal. Yes, great. We'll do that. And then also, because of the attack, she's like, look, even though my store's not ready to be open, we're going to open up because, the people are rebuilding after those frenzy grizzlies showed up. We're like, we're in trouble, so we got to figure that stuff out. Oh, we need our first sticker. We're going to put one sticker on here on A4. It is a tiny little sticker that we're going to put on here, but we are applying our first sticker of the stream. So she negotiates with the mayor. She's like, oh, also, if you bring back potion bottles, I'll give you a discount on the next one because I need she gave out so many potions. She really needs those bottles back, so she's doing a discount thing. She negotiates with the mayor to get ingredients from the grizzlies because she also killed a lot of those grizzlies on her own. And then they'll split the profits on the meat and skins and stuff. Just gotta they gotta earn, but she's gotta earn as well. Otherwise, she won't be able to stay there. Let's see what else happened. She's also there's another village. And she's like, look, there are 2 alchemists there. Let me get a partnership with them. They're more established. Maybe we can work out a deal. And that'll make things easier for me to sell things. And then one tries to rip her off, but another one doesn't, which is great. And then she has ingredients, and she makes a lot of money off that, but she's got to spend that money and hire people to help like fix the store. And then also she's like, oh, I can make a magic stove. It won't need fuel. This is like a cool thing that I can do because I'm an alchemist. And then, hey, the lady that owns the tavern that's helped her out is just like, it doesn't need fuel? Well, I'll buy them. Hey, I've got money. I will buy I will buy stoves. Make some stoves for me, which was not a thing she was expecting to sell, which is fun. And then Loria, who already works there, and Kate and Iris have like a tea party to celebrate things getting done. And then Sarasa is like, it didn't occur to me that she was like, I knew I would make potions and do some alchemy and maybe even heal people and that kind of stuff. But it didn't occur to me that like I could invent or I could have like products that people would really want. Like that's a new thought because the stove, like it hadn't occurred to her. So she starts like thinking about like what are things that I could make like products that people would like want for like everyday use. Like she starts like not scheming, but like thinking as like a business person. And I'm sure we'll get into that in the next episode. So last episode, we saw a lot of grizzly bears on fire get dealt with. We did not have that kind of action on this one. This was more calm and like negotiating and a little more slice of life. I really do like that. I mean, I love animes, the anime subgenre of girls doing cute things. Like, and this one of just like, you know, young lady runs a business in a fantasy world is fun, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. All right, we use the brown marker here on the red because I like how that looks. So we got that going. Now we'll use the black marker for the gold and the blue. So Miles, I am panel lining. I have these Gundam markers here, and I am doing what I call the quick and dirty method. So I am just hitting the any panel, any kind of like indent in the plastic with a marker, and then I will wipe the marker away. And I will leave behind a little bit of ink anywhere where there was an indent, and like if I like, you can maybe see that. I can zoom in a little bit here. There we go. You can see that there's like a middle line here. There's an extra line that I put in that doesn't belong there. That's not a panel. So when I hit it with my eraser, you could use a tissue or a Q-tip or something. You can see now that little line is gone, but in the crevices there of that, there is now some black marker. And it will just give a little shading and make it look kind of neat. We'll pull it back out there a bit. Yeah, so these are official markers here that work well with this plastic because I'm not going to be spray painting this, right? I'm not going to be doing any paint or any detail in there. I'm not doing weathering, anything like that. I've only been doing this for a couple of years, but I really like how it looks. It just adds a big pop to it and really makes them stand out. And some smaller detail on like a high grade. It can really brighten up the kit. And then different people have different opinions on markers. Like on white plastic, you want to use gray because black on the white makes it too cartoonish. So you want to use gray marker there. On gold or yellow and like a blue, that kind of color, you want to use the black marker because it will stand out. Some people use black marker on everything. Then maybe they use gray on the white. And some folks, like I know some people use the brown marker on yellow or gold. I don't like how that looks. I like using the black marker on that. I like how the brown marker looks good on the red, in my opinion. I think like there's a lot that people can play with there. There are other colored markers as well, but I don't really mess around with those. I just have the three kind of primary, and really, you could just use black for everything. But I don't know. I think the black on the white is too much. All right. Yeah, so I think that's it for anime stuff that I'm talking about tonight. And let's see. All right, the next step is the head here. We finished the chest on our Shenlong, which is great because it's a really vibrant looking kit here. Um, and so then we have the head, the right arm, the left arm, and then the legs and the weight. This is a very modern kit. I mean, 2020 kit, 22 kit, I should say. So it's very modern in how it builds, and then it shows you how to make the dragon fang arm because one of these arms is a dragon arm. And then we got the weapon, which is just a shield and not the full trident yet, which is the like the lance here. And where that goes, yeah, we'll put that in there. Put that in there. Yep. Yeah, this only has one extendo arm, and then the Altron has two extendo arms, and then the Nadaku looks more like a Chinese dragon rather than a Japanese dragon because the pilot of this Gundam is Chinese, and so it kind of made more sense for it to look like that. But I think that's where we're going to wrap up here. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. You may know this, but we end every stream around here with a raid because that is the least we can do is to go share some love out there with somebody else in the community. Everybody that we raid, not always model kit builders, and in fact, mostly not model kit builders, but people that are doing cool stuff that we want to go support, and also people who have communities that I like. I like their community, and I like what they do with their chat. People that I think you would not be bummed to go and hang out in. Oh, are we going to do this? I think we're going to do this, friends. We're going to go raid Mary Kish because Mary Kish is playing Scorn. Scorn is a game that is just it's a Giger inspired nightmare squishy thing. It's a juicy game, says Aristophan. I mean, yeah, it is. Mary is such a great community and is such a lovely person, and only streams on Mondays, as far as I know. So we're gonna go raid Mary because I really like her and I like her community a lot. But yeah, you missed the really bad stuff at the start. I'm sure I did, Lord Crashington. Like, I know that it is in some ways a puzzle game, and then in other ways it's a shooter, and that it's gross looking, and that's fine. That's all I need to know. But we're going to go check out Scorn, and more importantly, we're going to go hang out with Mary Kish, who's lovely. And if you aren't already following Mary, you should jump in her chat and hang out. Thank you, everybody, for being here, new and old. I'll be back tomorrow night playing Jackbox Party Pack 9 with chat, so you'll be able to play. We'll play the games that don't involve communicating with one another. And thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you in the next stream. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye.